Duce, obviously with Quinshon not here and Jerome kind of fighting, coming back from that injury, how have you had to kind of adjust things there in that room over the first few days of camp?
Yeah, the rest of those guys have been working their ass off, and I'm super proud of them. From the two rookies, Dylan, Monty, and Pierre picking up the slack, and also taking Troy, who's our fullback, and kind of playing him at halfback a little bit. Those guys have been doing great.
Has anybody? I mean, how much have you noticed them? You know, a guy like Dylan specifically. You know, a young guy kind of grabbing grabbing the bull by the horns and making the most of those opportunities.
And that's what he's doing, making the most of all opportunities that's given to him. Being able to play him in slots sometimes, being able to put him in the backfield, kind of moving him around, kind of dumping a lot on him to see how he adjusts, and he's adjusting well.
How have you seen him grow?
I'm sorry?
How have you seen Dylan grow from rookie minicamp to now, even as resident in training camp?
Yeah, he has really grown. Just looking at OTAs and where he came from, kind of learning the system, and like I said, kind of moving him around. Now we're into camp where you put the pads on, and protection is important, making sure he understands who he has, understand from the point to the read and what he has on the responsibility of his routes. It's a lot on him, but he's doing well.
I know when we talked to you in the spring, you talked about Dylan kind of the third down role, receiving back, things like that. Does that change with Quinshon not being here? Do you have to sort of change his mission, I guess, here in camp?
No,
and what he
it
has to
doesn't.
get ready to do?
No, not at all.
In June, you told us about pajamas. How you wanted to.
Yeah, they're out of pajamas a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only been one day, though.
Right.
Right,
So what's your message now as we go to day 2, day 3 of the real stuff?
Let's stay out of pajamas. Let's get back to the hard stuff. Now, and of course, Coach is doing an awesome job with the schedule and being able to put these guys in those situations and to see how they're going to react. And yesterday, of course, the first day in pads, I thought that those guys did well. You want to continue to build from there. It starts there, but you want to build. And today we have, of course, shells on, so it won't be in the pads. The next day we come out here, hopefully we get a little tackling going on.
When the guys are doing the 35-pound bag thing most days, where does that come from? I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, O-lineman has been doing it for a long time, and the sandbags are what you're talking about. And sandbags are used for protection. So you're able to take the sandbag and hold it in front of your chest, maybe about 6-7 inches off your chest. You're able to move your feet without crossing over. And the weight of the sandbag represents the defender.
You seem to enjoy that more than the guys did.
Well, I enjoy it every time I come out here between the lines because I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
You said that things didn't really change for Dylan, but in his roles out there with Quinshon out, with Jerome out, have you maybe seen more from him that maybe changes your perception of what he can do? Maybe not just the 1-2 punch, just the 2 punch. Has he shown you anything extra?
Well, yeah, it picks up for the reps, of course. When you start to put him out there and give him more reps, and in those situations, no matter if it's third down, no matter if it's first or second down, being able to see him more is definitely a blessing for him and for us. I think that just going forward, we'll continue to give him the ball because he was a hell of a runner in college. So we're looking at everything right now when it comes to Dylan.
You mentioned you can't come out here and do it no more. That's why you like it. That's why you run more than they do. How did you manage the identity shift from player to coach?
Yeah, it was tough at first when I walked in. I never forget getting a phone call from Andy Reid, and I remember Andy saying, "Hey, man, I thought, when you played, you could be a coach." And I was like, "No, not me," But being able to come in and do the minority coaching program and getting a chance to spend time with coaches that was on that staff when I was there. So I was able to come in and immediately, see some coaches that I had a relationship with, built a relationship with, and was able to go out there and watch them do it for so many years, coaching me and also coaching the young guys that were there. I was able to catch on rather quickly, and I understood how to do it as a coach.
We don't know a lot about Amani. He's obviously getting more reps than he was supposed to. What is your impression of him? What's your message?
I love Amani. I love the physicality that he brings to the game. He takes this thing seriously and hard. He's hard on himself, which you love players like that. Sometimes you got to back them up a little bit because they're so hard on themselves. But he's one of those guys that it means a lot to him, no matter what position he's playing.
You were asked about the sandbag drill. You were asked about the sandbag drill. But another drill you guys have out there, and one of the more vocal ones, is that resistant band. How do the guys respond to that? What do you?
They hate it. They hate it. I love it, of course, because one of the things with the resistant bands, you're getting ball security because the band is kind of like pulling the ball. But what people don't know, those balls are like 20 pounds. So you got the band in the ball. So that's why at the end of when you see them done, they start crying a little bit because their arms are hurting.
Duce, you talked about Amani's physicality. That was something that was kind of seen as kind of maybe one of Quinshon's strengths. Is there a place, do you feel like he could be the guy that kind of fill that physical role, or do you feel like that's something Pierre, I mean, is there another guy in the room with that physicality you feel like?
Well, here's how I think. All of them got to be physical. No matter if you're 202, 230, it's all about a mentality. It's all about what you got in your chest. And every guy out there, and that's in the running back room, has it. You just got to go show it.
Why didn't you see yourself as a coach at first?
I'm sorry?
Why didn't you see yourself as a coach at first?
Man, at first it was so many hours. All you ever heard as a player was some of these coaches spending nights in the building, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, and you was like, nah, I don't want any parts of that. So technology caught up, you know, and I think the timing was right for me. So I was able to come in and definitely learn from a lot of coaches, of course, I played for, and also learn from Andy Reid, giving me that opportunity, and I'm thankful.
How would Duce Staley, the player, like playing for Duce Staley, the coach?
Oh, he wouldn't like it. He would not like it.
Duce, with the Quinshon situation, Kevin and Andrew have talked so much about how much emphasis they put on like the educational piece, especially for young guys coming in, just understanding where they're at and not getting in trouble and those types of things. But you being a former player, how much are you able to sort of try to share your experience with guys and hopefully get them to avoid those things?
It's the situation itself, like you said, Kevin and AB already addressed it and they talked about it. So I don't really have anything else to say on it. But I'm constantly talking to the guys in my room and constantly talking to my kids about all situations. So that's a part of being a parent. That's a part of being a great friend and a coach.
For Quinshon, though, obviously not knowing when he's going to be back here, not knowing when he's even going to be able to play, how hard is that for a young guy, a rookie, to have to catch up, whenever he does get back here?
That's my job. That's my job, to get him caught up, to make sure that he's in the building and showing him all the film that he missed, of course, and we'll do an install from day one all the way up until he's there. So that's no problem.
Why wouldn't you like playing for you?
Well, honestly, man, I always tell people this, and I'm gonna be redundant when I say it. I remember, some of my playing days, I was an average player with a cool name. So that means I had to try to outwork everybody that was out there. And now knowing that, going against some of these guys that's here now, I wouldn't do too well. So, of course, that coach will kind of put me in some situations to probably show me up, as they say, and it wouldn't be good.
Do you think you bring a player's mentality or a player's excitement out here to the training camp field?
Say that one more time.
Do you still bring the player's mentality or a player's excitement level to the training camp?
Oh, without a doubt, man. I get a chance every day to live vicariously through these players. Offense, defense, special teams, no matter what it is. And just being able to do that, and I told those guys that today, I said, every time you make a move, I make it too. Every time you make a tackle or score a touchdown, I just made it too. So being able to go out there between the lines, compete, and being able to feel the energy and the juice from a coach, giving it to them, and being able to see it, is second to none.
One in a follow-up. Duce, there seemed to be a lot of inside runs yesterday. Is that geared also to promote physicality and toughness on the day?
Yeah, I don't think it's the scheme. I think every scheme should promote physicality and toughness when it comes to football. So no matter what you do, from play action to protection to inside runs, outside runs, no matter what it is, you should think physical first.
Okay, and my follow-up is, what did you think of the hit on Sampson by Swisher?
Yeah, you need to get his damn pass down. Good job.
What type of impact do you hope you have on this running back room, whether it's impacting these guys as players or people off the field?
One of the things that I always constantly try to hammer home with them is the love and the relationships that's in the building and the love and the relationship that's in the room. When they come through the door right before OTAs start, we get a chance, before we pick the remote up, is to talk about our whys. I give them my why, and I hear their whys. Because what I know about this game is there's going to come a time where the ship get a little rocky. There's going to come a time where things are not easy, and it's going to be hard. And then that's when I got to come along and remind you what your why was, to make sure that we're on the same page. So just that part of the relationship and having that relationship is the most important to me.
Good. Thanks.
All right, thanks.